3, 2, 1. Your father hid this uncomfortable chunk of spice up his ass for 5 long years. He was gonna be damned if any Atreides bastard was gonna get his hands on it. Dude, Chris Walken is so hard to do. Welcome to the podcast, McGregor Nature's Movie Podcast.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we're getting loud already. We're already having fun.
Hell yeah, we are.
Dude, we're talking Dune. You know what?
Talking Dune.
I get it now. After years of hearing about this nerd bullshit, I get it now. That shit
Eyes
is
have
so
been
fun.
opened to the book of Dune.
We'll talk about each movie in order. We got McGregor as usual. And
We got any
Lucas
news?
I got the fucking. It's like old news. Have you guys heard that the Parasite? Or I looked his name up earlier, but the dad from Parasite committed suicide because he got caught smoking weed.
Yes,
and that's like a very interesting.
Because in South Korea, if you get caught smoking weed, it's
Like,
insane how much more they don't like
It wasn't even like proven, and he was like just culturally shunned for it was enough for him to take his life, and I don't know. I just wanted to get into the cultural differences, but
Yep.
What's
Those
your take
South
on that?
Koreans.
it's pretty old news, but
So he got caught smoking weed.
I think allegedly. I don't even think it was like.
So there was a rumor that
Yeah.
he was smoking weed.
Mhm.
And okay, so all right. So let's say he doesn't kill himself.
Yeah.
What's the worst? Like what's he afraid of happening? Like he just doesn't get work anymore. He
Probably
gets
just
shot?
ran out of town and shit.
Ran
Yeah.
out of
Maybe.
town. It's like is that what happens? Like what happened to
Yeah.
other people where this happened?
I wonder if
to?
the youth are oust him the same way, because it seems like a very like old traditional like thing that's for some reason so pervasive still over there. But I wonder if like how the kids over there, like our age and younger, see weed.
Actually,
Wonder if
the last time someone smoked weed in South Korea was June 1954, and a bunch of big problems came up.
The last time a guy
Is that,
in Korea smoked weed,
is that the
They
Korean
set up
War?
the
they
DMZ.
they drew a line in the sand, and they said, "Hey,
Hey, north of here, you can fucking blaze it up all
Yeah.
day.
That's-
South of the parallel, fuck that shit.
this wouldn't have happened in Best Korea." That's all I'm saying.
Oh, they just need Kim Jong Un and the
Kim
president,
Jong Un. I
president
bet
of South
Kim
Korea.
Jong Un's favorite basketball player is Dennis Rodman.
Oh man,
Oh,
Of
I didn't.
course
Oh,
he's
he's
blazing.
so real.
They just need
That's
to-
incredible.
they just need to like smoke a blunt in the DMZ, dude. Just
Yeah.
take a seat,
100
turn the guns
million
off.
Kim Jong Un and all of the board members of Samsung.
Yeah, they just have a nice kickback right in the DMZ.
All those Korean generals with like 80 fucking medals on their chests.
They gotta
just
do it.
smoking and jingling the
They're
whole
gonna
time.
do it like super American. They gotta have like a dirt bike track, like in the middle of the DMZ, just like turn into like a nice like big barbecue, like
Hell yeah, dude.
like the
A
big,
dude in
big music
MacArthur
festivals.
cosplay.
Yeah,
It's just like he's like there for like novelty clown purposes and like taking pictures
Yeah.
with him.
Everyone's poking him with sticks.
Yeah,
yeah,
Guys, did we just solve Korea?
yeah.
yeah.
They just need to have a big
I mean,
Civil War reenactment.
Yeah,
there.
this like kind of news doesn't surprise me, considering just how like kind of rough of a country South Korea itself is. I mean, they're just like a right wing, just deeply conservative.
It's just a weird little isthmus.
But
It's not an
it's-
isthmus, is it? Is it a
It's
Peninsula.
peninsula? Weird little fucking peninsula they
It's
set
so
up
like
over there.
like culturally pervasive for some reason right now. Like Korea's got their
Well,
finger on the
it's
pulse, and I don't know what it is.
we
They
just dumped hundreds
love
of
it.
billions of dollars in, right?
is that
And
America's
and
doing?
it's starting to bounce back finally.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
K-pop
we're getting
is
political.
like basically a blueprint for printing money,
Mhm.
you know. And Squid Game was huge, and so
Dude.
there's just like a lot of interest, you know, where they're having a kind of a cultural moment,
Yeah.
you could say.
Dude, I was rewatching the Gangnam Style music video the other day.
Oh, dude.
It did something
Yes,
to
why?
me, dude. Oh my
Oh,
god,
wow.
that man
The
is
biggest
electric.
that's a real
in the world. Now, that's the guy. I bet, okay.
Oh my god,
If they
Psy's
find
the
out
man.
Psy smoking weed, does he kill himself? or
that's
does
interesting.
Does he go to America
I think
on
he
his
defects.
Gangnam Style coattails?
I'm pretty sure they have like K-pop stars, like they'll have like their stands on Twitter being like, oh, my favorite, he's like in jail for having smoked weed, or he's in jail for draft dodging. Because like they have like conscription there or some shit. It's so weird, dude. It's like,
That's one
damn,
thing.
it's
It's
so
right,
like
it's
crazy
like
to join
BTS.
a K-pop group and then skip the draft.
Well, isn't like BTS the big one, like breaking up for a couple of years so they can all go to the
Yeah.
military
It's
and do their
so
service?
What job do they get? You know, what do they give the K-pop? Do they all go to the Navy?
Lounge singer. Yeah. They're just in a dress on a Navy ship singing with the guys. Oh my god. I don't know, any other Korea talk? Korea's an interesting ass place.
In many ways,
I'd love
Korea
to-
is basically Arrakis.
Yeah. Korea is like,
Oh.
Korea's like Yeti Prime.
What's going on in my head? These guys are too smart.
Just calling it the...
Oh yeah, they're talking about doing stuff right now.
Yeah.
That's exactly right, baby.
Never watched it myself. But I don't know. Should we? How much time to get out of that? I don't know. I'm slow here. Let's just transition to Dune unless you guys want to.
Let's move on to Dune.
Let's
Ski
talk
Monski.
Dune.
Dune 2021.
Today we
2021.
watched, or this week we watched both Dune 1, released in 2021, and Dune Part 2, released this year, a couple weeks ago. They're both directed by Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve.
They're both starring Timothée Chalamet,
Timothée Chalamet.
Zendaya, Josh Brolin, Stellan Skarsgård, Rebecca Ferguson.
Dude, I think.
We also got, in separate ones, we got fucking Austin Butler, Florence Pugh, Christopher Walken.
You're talking about second
Christopher
movie stuff.
Walken.
We gotta, let's try to keep it one movie.
I
one-
mean,
one
this
There'll be
is
second.
Oscar Isaac, Stephen
Oh,
McKinley
yeah.
Henderson,
Yeah. We say Bill Skarsgård already?
Yeah.
You're gonna say Bill Skarsgård? Because I don't even know. You guys know more actors than me, but god damn it, this movie is like they brought back the blockbuster dude. Or these.
Yeah.
I
Denis
watched
Villeneuve
them.
is the blockbuster filmmaker of this decade so
Yeah.
far,
Yeah.
right?
Do you guys think he's like I feel like him and Chris Nolan are two that work the best in the studio system, and like I feel like Denny might have it out over him because Arrival was really good, and
They make
these
sense to
movies were,
compare
like,
to me.
Like these movies made me like not annoyed with Timothée Chalamet and not annoyed with a bunch of people that kind of annoy me usually. Sometimes just seeing their face, but
Yeah.
I like everyone. Like maybe not
I feel
Jason
like
Momoa.
Denis
Jason
Villeneuve
Momoa
is-
kind of annoyed me, but
Villeneuve's pretty good at taking things that should annoy me and making them cool as hell.
Yeah, I mean,
like in
Villeneuve-
Arrival, Jeremy Renner is awesome. What? Huh?
God damn.
What's going on here?
Why do I like this guy?
Yeah, Villeneuve is kind of very clearly like the right man for the job
Yeah.
for Dune, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just like he understands sci-fi, but he also understands like big budgets,
Yes, for sure.
weird
He knows
ideas.
how to talk to producers and like
Yeah.
get the good ideas out to them, or like pitch them right to them so they'll say he can do it or something.
So get contentious though, if you'll let me
Go ahead.
start, just get right into it.
Mhm.
He's the right man for the job to get the movie made. I don't know if he was the right man for the job to make the best Dune movie or Dune movies. Because I wrote this down at some point because I was thinking about David Lynch's Dune, which is a
Ooh.
whole different can of worms. I don't want
Yeah.
to get into that. But
Let's
Denis
get into it.
Villeneuve, I think he gets Dune. He gets how to make Dune into a movie. I don't think he has his own specific individual take on what Dune should be.
Yeah.
Really, he's good at adapting what I think Dune should be. I don't know if what he thinks Dune should be is that different than what I think.
Should I hate on David Lynch on the podcast?
You're gonna.
Oh, come on.
Dude, that's like he's kind of one of the big reasons why I haven't gotten into Dune before, because
Because you saw
that
Dune
man's
1984.
a fucking
I mean, yeah, Dune 1984
so
is
full
not.
of himself, bro. That man.
Well, here
Should I get it really into?
Well, that was like the movie he had the least control over.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
don't know the story.
No,
But-
Dune 1984 was taken away from David
Oh.
Lynch and then ruined, and that's why he hates it. I don't think it would have been good if he kept control of it, but it would have been David Lynch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
totally.
he dislikes the movie as much as you do.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
You
but
guys-
yeah, it's kind of. I only saw half of it. I had to go to bed while you were watching it.
Yep, this guy bitched out on Dune 1984.
Yeah,
Oh, you guys tried to get the full both experience?
I watched it at some point late one night when I was feeling stupid. And that movie is appropriate for that. It's a stupid movie.
oh yeah.
There's ridiculous things happening.
Like.
But it also has what's his name? Everett McGill playing Stilgar delivering.
Is that the guy from Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
It's the guy from Twin Peaks. I
Oh,
don't
dude.
know.
Okay.
But he has some fucking line where he's like, "We have worm sign the likes of which God has never seen," and he sounds like he was just stoned as hell the day of shooting. It's
Yeah.
cool as hell.
I can't remember what I was gonna say. I'm stonewalling, but.
But yeah, Dune 1,
Dune 1.
I think is an excellent little like taste tester I think it's a pretty good movie on its own, but you kind of go in knowing there's like another one that's gonna like hold on. Like this one's a lot of like warning signs to me. Like it feels like kind of foreboding in many senses.
It definitely, there's a lot of kind of tension and like coming to spare through a lot of Dune 1. I do think the first time I watched it in 2021, I didn't know they were making a part 2. I thought they were doing the whole story.
I think that was up in the air.
Yeah, it was up in the air, and then, watching the whole thing, I was incredibly happy the whole time with Dune 1.
Yeah.
And I think it only, it can feel less than once you watch Dune 2, because now you get to see what they were going towards. But I think Dune 1 is sometimes unfairly maligned as half a story. Right. It doesn't need to be.
I feel like I kind of spoilers for our ratings, but I kind of like the first one more because I feel like Dune and Game of Thrones are much closer in how they're written than Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings, which a lot of people compare because like the politics in Dune 1 and 2, but I feel like the politics are what got me for the first one. That's why I was like, I'm kind of glad I watched Dune 1 at home and watched Dune 2 in the theaters because the theater one was like the good one for the action, like, the crazy shit, and I feel like the first one had like the more politics juicy shit that I liked. I liked that they were like, just you hired a weird like someone that was untrustworthy to like oversee the transfer of the planet to us, and like what was that about? Like what's the politics? Like that shit really got my goat.
That's all grand parts. I think the two parts of Dune, the book, that I like the most are the weird politics and the weird psychedelia. And those are the two things that I think Dune Part 1 does better. Yeah. And Dune Part 2 has a lot greater, grand scale and religious imagery.
It does a great job of, making all that come to a, super action, crazy, fun head. It's not like the Game of Thrones TV series where it doesn't come to a good conclusion. It's goddamn, what was that for? But in this, it was, we'll talk about the ending later, but they do it satisfyingly, to pay off all this cool tension. Yeah,
and I think that goes into the function of these movies, because Dune Part 1's function, as we know now, it's kind of serving to set the stage, create a solid foundation. So it's focusing a lot more on okay, so what is actually going on here? What do we want the viewer to be thinking about going into Dune 2?
It's setting up the players, who are these characters, on the stage that they're set on. Yeah.
It basically allows Dune 2 to use its dialogue to kind of almost completely universally answer questions as opposed to asking questions.
Yeah, which I love the asking. I love that's what is that? What is that?
So Dune is like a mystery. Dune 1 is we're not sure what's going on here. We're approaching something, but we're not 100. And then as it comes into Dune 2, you see as it basically the range becomes narrower and narrower.
The paths converge. You can see
reality, and I think it's just I think that combination is just so impressive. I don't know. I really like that.
It is great that these two movies feel like they have completely different structures in the service of the same complete story.
Imagine this. Imagine the dark timeline where Dune 1 made it did make a shit ton of money, but it made so much money that the studio was like, actually, we want to get a different director in here, dude. Oh my god, imagine.
Now announcing Joss Whedon.
Yeah, Zack Snyder.
Joe and Anthony Russo's Dune Part 2.
Oh my god,
Zack Snyder,
bad.
remember him?
Yeah. Oh boy.
He's taking over.
Rebel Moon, baby, the other 2024 sci-fi release that kicked itself out of theaters.
I feel like this is turned me around on blockbusters, and hopefully this is marking a new thing with blockbusters, because this is kind of ending talk. I feel like we should stick to the first movie, but this having a 2-story done instead of we're setting up for maybe we're gonna have Madam Web ending where they
what if there's a universe?
Yeah, what if we eventually get to see Sydney Sweeney actually as Spider-Man? Yeah.
Save some of that for Dune Part 2.
But yeah, it's nice to have this is ending talk, but have this concise story. I really like the ending. We'll talk about that later. But any thoughts
other Dune Part 1 thoughts, because we're kind of getting into the whole thing. Rebecca Ferguson in Dune Part 1 gives the greatest performance.
Mommy?
Yes. Lady Jessica, Paul's mother. Rebecca Ferguson is the best fucking actress in that movie. She is the the heart of that movie to me.
Yeah, she was she already showing signs of being kind of evil at first.
I mean, you can tell there's like
She was
you know,
like
different
so genuine. She was
motivations.
getting me. Like I was like, damn, she's nice. I was like,
Yeah.
no wait, maybe she would have gotten me too if I were Paul.
I think, at least to me, she really lands as like someone with a bunch of different motivations going on. Because you know, she is like, she cares about Paul, she cares about her family, she cares about Leto, but she's also the Bene Gesserit. She's a witch.
Yeah.
She has other things she has to do. She's in fucking pulled in multiple directions.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of Dune 1 is mostly like people establishing the interests at play, and what the role of the characters are to then like kind of react to interests. Like do we like these interests? Like does Lady Jessica like the Bene Gesserit's plan? And it doesn't seem she does, but it also seems like after the invasion of Arrakeen, where the Harkonnens bomb the shit out of everything and kind of strand them, right? Then it's like, all right, this is kind of the only path.
Yeah,
Like,
she's
only
sad.
got one option.
Yeah. Her kind of idea is like, let's hope we can get to a point where we can then fuck out of here and get away from all this prophecy bullshit. That's pretty much her whole position in Dune 1. Is that's like her process is being like, I don't like the interests that I'm playing for anymore, and I think that's really interesting.
She really wants to just like get out of the fucking game if she can, and that doesn't happen.
Do you agree that like this book is like unadaptable for
No.
the three? Because like
It's
dude,
been
like
adapted
it's
many
so.
times.
I mean, it's like but everybody says like they're all so bad until this one, but like it's like I feel like everybody just like they're just like characters that are lying to the like they're lying to you, and you have to like that's all you have to.
I think the thing that
was that why people say it's unadaptable?
I think the thing that makes Dune unadaptable,
Yeah.
quote unquote, is all of the like lengthy internal monologues people give to themselves about like what people are doing and why they're doing them, right? Like you'll have Paul talking for pages about like, oh, this guy says this to me, and that means he probably thinks this, but that means he probably thinks I think this, and da 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 da. And that can be like, if you just want to, one-to-one get that on screen, that would be unadaptable. But, many people, I think Denis Villeneuve does pretty well at just making us, like, dread what's going on, keeping us, like, looking over our shoulder as an audience, which is the actual effect of stuff like that in the book.
The convenient thing about film is that it's visual.
Yeah.
And you can portray a lot of the thought going on just not even necessarily through actor expression, but by framing, putting things in, having like just people's reactions, all that stuff. Like all that plays into expressions of thought. So you can guess. And that's where that uncertainty comes from, is that instead of being sure in reading this long thing, which is good for a book, but instead in the movie we're given like this kind of uncertainty about what's going on. It's like, oh shit.
We have to watch people emote. We have to see what.
Yeah, I guess that's a good reason to have.
Are we out of the fire yet? Nope. Okay. All right.
I guess that's a reason to have like actors that are really good, because
Yeah, it's the benefit of getting all these.
Is there any?
This laundry list of A-list names.
Is
there
people
anyone,
that are like, yes, I'll come in.
Yeah. Is there anyone that's like that gave a bad performance to you guys? Like didn't
In
convey any of
Dune
those?
1, probably not.
No.
I didn't like Jason Momoa. He kind of his beardless face kind of is so weird to me. He needs a beard, dude.
He does need a beard. I think I would give you.
I think he was like,
He feels like he has a different tone, but I
Yeah.
think Duncan Idaho is kind of meant to feel like he's a weirdo next to all these other people.
Yeah.
He's like weirdly happy-go-lucky in some scenes.
all the characters like motivations were so justified, and like there was not like a single thing. I was like,
Yeah, everyone had a clear like code.
yeah,
Like you could understand decisions and stuff. You're like, okay, this type of person thinks this way. And
I also like in Dune 1 how that can happen with characters that are like vastly reduced from their role in the book. Liette Kynes, the Imperial like planetologist she's called, has what like 5 minutes maybe of time on screen in the movie. She like tells them about spice mining, and then she helps them get away from the Harkonnens, and then she dies.
but she's the one like with the Empire with Christoph.
Yeah, she's the one.
Christopher Waltz.
No, she's the one who the Emperor commands to like not tell anyone that the Harkonnens are criminally Atreides.
Okay.
In the book, that's like Liet Kynes is a whole nebula of things going on with them. But I think Denis Villeneuve managed to kind of drill through the interesting things going on by having, what's that lady's name who plays her, just like give a good performance with a pretty limited set of things going
Sharon
on.
Duncan Brewster.
Sharon Duncan Brewster, Dr. Liet Kynes.
You guys think Batista is the best actor wrestler?
Yes.
Probably.
Wrestler actor?
So.
Yeah, he did really good in this. John Cena is funny, but
John
he
Cena
sucks. But
has great
I've
comedic
heard-
chops
I've heard
and
Peacemaker's
great
pretty
roles,
good.
but Dave Batista is like an actual actor
Yeah.
with a capital A.
Yeah. Dave Batista.
The Rock sucks,
Can-
dude. I
yeah.
fucking hate him. Rock is such a douche. But, I don't know. He goes. I guess we. Wait. I had a. Oh yeah. Here's a Doom one thing. Not going to the ending. We don't have to end after this though. But why wouldn't another badass dude step up and beat the shit out of this twink and his mom, dude? Is there not another good fighter? Where like that's like the Iraqis or whatever.
Well, that's the thing about the Fremen.
that group or that Fremen, yeah, that group of Fremen, they got their ass. Their two best guys both got their asses.
That is true.
Yeah.
It's the Benny Gesserit training, dude.
Yeah,
It's the weirding
that shit was
way.
insane. But what were you saying?
Well, that was like their whole thing is that like it's like this is the Amtal, the honor battle.
Uh-huh.
So whoever wins this gets the conclusion, right?
Yeah.
And
This is
Timothy
how we
was-
decide, like, what.
Yeah.
So
And
there is-
Paul was like, "You guys get to help me out, take me in if I can kill this guy."
So is there like a, I don't know. This is like probably like what did the author think? But like, is there like this Messiah story is like is there like actually an omnipotent force like protecting him the entire way?
So that
is
is-
something in the book.
That is the thing that, like, at least if you're reading closely through, on like a surface level reading of Dune and its sequels and stuff,
Oh.
it seems very clear, yes, like, there is a predestined path that Paul has been forced onto and he is kind of trapped in,
Yeah.
or whatever. But any kind of, closer reading of Dune will, like, you're thinking constantly, is he right about that, or is he just making all this up? Like, does he just not want to do the work of not killing billions of people?
Like are you talking about like his struggle to become struggle to say like if he's gonna go south?
Yeah,
Is
so
that-
that
you're
in
talking about
Dune 2, that is sort of
Oh,
like
yeah.
part of
That's
his big
part of it too.
struggle, right? Do you want to just start talking about
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's get on
I
that.
don't know. I'm just trying to.
So
fluff.
Dune 2 is
Part two.
the unequivocal masterpiece
Good.
that
Brings it home.
just takes Dune 1 and fucking runs away.
Dune Part 2 is absolutely,
It's
it
LeBron
takes
and
it
D
home,
Wade. It's
it
LeBron
is
and D Wade. Alley-oop.
perfect conclusion, it is the fucking dunk to the alley-oop. There are a lot of things I like more in Dune Part 1.
Yeah, I have to
I
go
don't
higher.
think that's because it's a better movie, but I think it's because I'm a Dune nerd.
And they got into more of the world building shit and like setting it up, and they it kind of got like they did like such like interesting fun ways to like oh that was a dialogue dump, but I liked it.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
the way they handled like this blockbuster was like so beautiful.
The
And
structure
Denny
of the
is so good.
blockbuster is very good because it, even in moments,
You
there
can-
are moments where I feel like in dialogue them losing me a little bit, right? Like there's a weird line reading or two. There's moments where you're like, okay, they're just clearly explaining something to me.
Yeah.
But Denis Villeneuve is really good at pacing those out and keeping me on the hook anyway with some
Yeah.
really rad shit.
There's probably so many people that came to see this without seeing the first one. There's got to be like so many people just come to
Yeah,
see it with their
there are
friends.
probably people,
Yeah,
but-
they're like
I have no idea if that would be a good idea. I'm unable to conceive of seeing this half of the story without knowing what's going on.
I don't know. You guys' favorite character? Javier Bardem, dude. I fucking love him so much. I love whenever you start showing down. He like went to all the believers. Like, dude, the Messiah. He would not brag about being Messiah. We're good, dude.
He's not gay.
I
He's not
fucking
gay.
love him so
Yeah.
much. He was oh my god. He was so like cutely like amped up about the Messiah being here.
Yeah. I'm gonna be getting more contrarian now. If we're getting into Stilgar and all those characters, one thing that makes me even like more down on this movie than I expected to be is there's more changes to like characters and character interactions in Dune 2. And it's because they're focusing down to this convergence of paths. It's because they have to get where they're going. And I think Denis Villeneuve makes good choices, like making Stilgar a super religious, like Lisan al-Gaib looking for guy.
Yeah.
That's different in the books, but it serves this movie well because it, makes Paul have to play further.
He wasn't like a
into-
Jesus freak type.
Yeah, it makes Paul have to play further into, am I the Messiah? Am I not the Messiah?
He's like
it sort of
pushing,
like even like brings that conflict to the surface. in a
Yeah,
good
they kind
way.
of set like Zendaya as like the angel and him as the
Yeah,
religious
these are
angel.
two opposing the two
Yeah.
opposing worldviews of the Fremen.
It's very good.
But
Favorite character.
I just wanted to bring up Javier's performance because I fucking
Yeah, I mean,
found him
Javier had
so
a great-
funny.
he's having so much fun.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of has like a comedic relief value to him that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Because like half of the stuff he says is funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
Like it's
making
clearly intended. Like when he was like saying like the Messiah wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean that's a
say
Monty,
he's the
that's
Messiah.
Yeah,
literally a
no,
Monty
I
Python.
chuckled
That's a
like
goof.
out loud,
That's so
dude.
funny, right?
It's just a Monty Python bit.
Yeah.
put in the
It's like,
movie.
dude, we're good, guys.
I think what really makes me like really roll hard for this movie though
Mhm.
Yeah.
is kind of everything outside of like the retelling and the acting. It's all like the action, the way it's shot, just the action, just the events as they are laid out,
Yeah, it's all the
and,
things
and,
that
and the things that it makes you feel. And the intention of it, like all of it just like somehow comes together in such a way that I just feel like I've never seen something like this on this
Dude,
scale.
this is like
100%.
the perfect blockbuster.
Right.
It's like how
There-
blockbusters are supposed to be. This is so nice.
There's
Yeah,
there's
it
a
is.
sequence where it's the first time the Siege Taber people, the Fremen, attack one of the spice crawlers.
Yeah.
Yes.
The harvester thing.
Yeah. And it's during the sequence where Paul and Chani are getting shot at by the Harkonnen Ornithopter. And it shows the perspective
For you.
from the Harkonnen, like,
Yeah.
aiming, and it's got the like square look, and it's got the little crosshair, and when it like lets go and shoots, it like shakes, and the bullets spread and bodies fall, and it looks exactly like United States like drone footage.
Yeah,
in
it,
the Middle
oh
East.
yeah.
it just
Like
looks
that-
like a rack.
That thing has stuck with me since seeing that.
There's
like just
so
just
much.
that.
incredible.
Just that hitting my mind's eye and just fucking, I just like broke open. I was like, oh shit!
And
And
that
they
is
know, like
what?
they know,
And
that's
like
what-
the people who like I don't know if it's Denis who knows.
They've
I don't
been
know
on
if it's the person
4chan,
who
bro.
shot, I don't know if
They've
it's, I
been
don't know
on
if it's the editor,
4chan.
but some of them know. Like
Someone knows, and they fucking put that in for
they show
you.
that shit for real. Like I just like that's good. Like
Yeah.
you can't do that with any. You can't do that with fucking Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
Avengers
God,
Endgame
yeah,
can't be like, here is a direct parallel to cold, evil reality.
Yeah, and that is what makes this movie shine, is
Yeah.
all of the kind of intangibles. The stuff that, if I'm reading the Wikipedia page to
Yeah.
get mad about the adaptational decisions, I don't see. That is what makes this,
Yeah.
the best movie I've
Yeah,
ever fucking seen.
the stuff that can't exist in a book,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just like just like
Yeah. Like you,
the thing about movie adaptations is that I really don't care if they're anything like the book.
Yeah.
As long as they like get the vague messaging right,
Or like what
and
the
then they
what
just
the,
shoot it real pretty.
or just like what the
right?
creator felt, and like having a competent creator to like convey like how Dune made them feel as a kid reading it. And it was like, oh man, I imagine the harvesters like this, so let's shoot it really cool and give these kids that are gonna see it now as like, I don't know, but like I just loved it. Denny is the man, bro. He is so.
He knows how to put together a
He's
good
so
fucking movie. The shot of the Emperor, the sequence, I guess, of the Emperor's like silver ball coming down into the Arrakis and flying over
yeah.
Arrakeen with mirrored surface, and you see the city in it as it flies over, is just the man knows how to use scale and architecture in movement in ways that are insane.
He probably just like knows how to talk to CG artists. He just probably just knows like
Yeah.
knows how to be like, guys, this is what I want. You guys are amazing at what you do. Thank you for doing this. Let's work together. Let's make something beautiful. Like instead of like like studios like Marvel, and just be like, fucking make it better. What are you doing?
I mean, I watched a video talking about the creative process on just the arena deity prime
Good
scene.
Lord,
that
imagine
lasted
how
about-
long that took.
Apparently, it took 19 months to edit.
Oh,
Just to
what?
edit.
Oh my goodness.
That shit was so crazy looking.
It was
You could tell like they poured their souls into
It was, that is the highlight of the movie, is the Deity Prime sequence to me.
Yeah.
That is the best.
Oh yeah, since we're talking about all scenes, how the fuck did those women and children get off them damn worms, bro? Did they explain that in the book? They were like
The worms
like,
are nice people.
They were like fifth. Are they on their team? Oh, I guess that makes
the
sense.
worm.
Wait, did they like have like a spiritual connection with the worms? The people.
So this is a question people have been asking since
How
the first
the
Dune
fuck
book
they
came
were
out.
like babies
No
on that
one's
worm?
ever been able to explain how they get off the worms.
Get off that thing.
Well, there's
The worms just stop and they
later
just
on
walk.
in the movie when they use the sandworms to attack the Emperor.
Yeah.
You see them kind of slow down and
Yeah.
stop once they get to like not sand.
Oh.
So maybe they just ride them up right in front of
That
the
makes
rock and they all
sense.
just kind of like flop off.
That was my biggest. That was the only thing I could like find and nitpick about these movies. I was like, what the fuck?
God, love a good sandworm. That's just such an iconic.
Oh my god, it was
All of
beautiful.
the sandworm scenes were jaw dropping.
Every time a sandworm is on screen, it's a 6-star movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
dude.
know?
And they just like kept it like held us off so well. Like whenever she got stabbed and she was about to ride one, it was like, is she about to ride one of these fucking things? Like I haven't seen, don't even know anything about Dune. She was like, oh my god, is she about to ride one? And she was like, she gets stabbed, and it was like, oh damn. And then you get to see. Wait, I went to the in the second movie before Timmy rides the worm. Do they watch someone ride a worm? Because
Stilgar rides a worm.
Yeah, I
Still got right over at some point.
yeah, I
At
had
the
to-
end of the first movie, you see someone riding the worm, and
Yeah.
the movie ends, essentially.
Yeah, that was the worm riding shit was really fun. The
The worm-
worms their like anatomy is so cool. I love the baby worm you get to see later, and like they
Yes.
like kills it. That shit was so cool.
Yeah.
I remember, aside from the movie, reading the book for the first time,
Mhm.
and like they get to the paragraph where like they explain that worms are essentially allergic to water. It's
Yeah.
like a very weird revelation, because I'm talking about the book a lot.
No, you're good.
In
I
the
want to
book-
learn.
The book, Frank Herbert, it focuses a lot on like the ecology of Dune, right?
Yeah.
Like the literal, he has mapped out every animal and plant that lives on this planet and how they all interact.
Oh yeah.
And that is like a big part of his story. That's not in the movies, and that's a good thing. It doesn't need to be
Yeah.
there, but it does mean that he gets to kind of hide basic facts about what sandworms are and
Yeah.
make it feel like a revelation.
Like, I would love to just hire a nerd to like build a world for me so I could write a story. in it.
Yeah.
Do the hard part of
Yeah,
writing
like,
the
I
story,
want-
so
I
I
want
can
to-
write the fun
Yeah,
part.
I want one story that I can write. And you tell me the rules of this world. You tell me what's going on. I'll figure something out. I'll ask you questions.
You do 85% of the work in writing a story, and I will do 50%.
I'll just interact with your characters that you write, and then in your
come up with
situations.
all of the ideas
Yeah.
and themes, and I'll just take us from point A to point B.
I
How's
just
that
want to
sound?
steal George R. R. Martin's lunch.
Yeah.
money, is what you want.
You're like the Hans Zimmer of writing.
I just hire, get my fucking college interns to write my
But
story.
apparently,
Hey, it works for this
Apparently, like he's very passionate about this, and that this
Yeah.
is like
Wait, was this Hans
original
Zimmer?
Hans
I didn't know
Zimmer
that.
cooking.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
nice.
Hans Zimmer paying a small staff of ghost.
Yeah,
producers.
he very he like put down the bottle for a second.
And
He
this
was
this
I'll get in
soundtrack
the
is
studio.
fucking sick.
This
as hell.
is
Oh,
sick
yeah.
as fuck.
like, it was
This
like it
fucking
was
soundtrack.
it was so well used. Like I remember one time, it was kind of Jason Momoa's face without a beard kind of annoys me. But when I was watching the first movie, I was listening to the soundtrack, and they kind of like hit like a bass drum whenever Jason Momoa like took his face off, and like right when he turned around, you're like, doom. He's like, oh, it's him. It's like the blockbuster aspect was annoying me at first, but then I was like, oh, it's all in service. Like
Yeah,
it
it's
all,
an epic.
Yeah, it is an epic. That's what. Like I wish. I mean, I saw this thing. I saw like someone made. People were getting mad at this person that made a thing like how to watch Dune as a mini series. How to watch Dune Part 2 as a mini. Like that's stupid. But like why like
I thought you'd love something like
no,
that.
yeah, well, it is stupid, but I'm gonna defend the person because like we got the movie split up in two anyway. We're getting a 6-hour movie. This is still like
Two-part miniseries.
Or no, this is a 2-part miniseries, bro. Come on.
A 2-part movie event, Dune.
But I don't
I'm
know.
imagining
I
the
don't know.
Disney
Live
Plus
from
Dune
USA.
now.
Dune.
What does Disney Plus Dune look like? They got that really is just the fucking
Paul Atreides is played by one of their like rotating fucking door of
Weird little white boys.
Weird little white boys. You know, like it'd be someone whose previous acting experience was Disney Channel sitcoms.
Yeah.
You know, like I was on Dog with a Blog. All right, you're Paul Atreides.
You are
Go ahead.
the ultimate genocide emperor of the universe now.
Not to get into comedy stuff, but I watched listened to Daniel Tosh's podcast, and he interviewed the dude that has a job in Hollywood creating languages for movies, and he was the guy that him and his wife created the Dune shit that like wasn't already in the book. They just created the full like grammar and shit like that. It's pretty cool. But I got the IMDb trivia pulled up. So let me know if you guys see anything interesting, unless you want to talk about something else.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah.
She was the sister of Paul,
Yes.
right? Yeah, of the babies.
And that is...
They did such a good job of like they made it not confusing. It was so like clear, like for someone that like I feel like even if you watch this like, you would have a good time if you didn't understand. You would still like, they were like, oh, so like you would still be able to enjoy the Timmy jumping on a worm. Like, dude, how did those people get on the worm? That's my thing.
Yeah.
When you guys were watching, especially Dune Part 2,
Yeah.
were you guys noticing just like how much of like most sci-fi, but especially Star Wars, is just cribbing from Dune?
Oh, I've known that. For
Everything's
years.
at least like either like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or World War II based.
Yeah.
Basically all sci-fi that came out after Dune pays a little bit of
Yeah.
Inspiration to Dune.
Yeah.
But it's just,
It was that cool.
it's one of those things.
It was just weird. It's like, all right, so there's this dark, brooding chosen one who's gonna go on a real dark path.
Yeah.
Like, there's just everything. Like, there's just so much Star Wars happening. Like, it's like, god damn,
To
Star
be fair,
Wars.
there's shitloads of Foundation in Dune. There's shitloads of other stories in Foundation, right? So
Oh yeah, that's
we're
what
all ripping each other off.
I wanted to get into it. You guys
Bargatze,
think
the
that-
Be Funny Tour.
I mean, Chuck E. Cheese is rough. I don't know if you've been there in a while. They look like they're trying to.
I'm playing a video, but
I see.
you think they're gonna start or do the next books as movies?
I know Denis Villeneuve has been talking about Dune Messiah.
If
I
he's
would
in,
be,
if
I
he's
would
in
be
on it.
very happy about doing Dune Messiah
Yeah.
because my favorite character in the movie is Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah.
And I want to see her actually be in the movie.
Yeah.
But I just put on a video of Dune references in pop culture. It's a pretty cool nerdist video, but just I don't know. You have to.
Yeah, everybody loves Dune.
Yeah, dude, it's insane how. Like I've seen like there's a Billy and Mandy episode I remember watching as a kid that like she has her hand in the box. It's so fun, but I don't know. Like I get it now. Like I'm like Frank in the It's Always Sunny episode. Like I get it. Like, I get why people are fucking with this because I was like after I left the movie I was like damn I can't stop thinking about this world, dude. I'm kind of
Yeah, that's the thing
I might
about
read the book. It
Dune.
might be fun.
It feels unadaptable. It feels so like weird and dense. But once you like watch the movie and it clicks, or once you read the book and it clicks, it's a world that sticks in your head and you start like thinking about it all the time in your daily life.
I mean, it's just because it's just like it is like so rooted in like parallels and allegory towards like real life
Frank Herbert
political situation.
was very concerned with the real world around him writing Dune.
What year did the book come out?
60 something.
65.
Like having it like so progressive today to like with like the like not to get political but like with what's going. I mean you could probably
I mean,
you could probably like
Frank
apply it like even if you're a Republican you could probably apply it to like what you think is right.
Frank
That's
Herbert
how
said in the 60s that
poignant
spice
it is.
is oil, Arrakis is the Middle East.
Oh
you know?
yeah,
Like,
that makes sense.
this is political from the fucking beginning.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, like half of the words in the Fremen language are just Arabic.
They are explicitly Sunni Muslims.
Yeah.
The Fremen are. They are
Yeah.
Sunni Muslims 20,000 years in the future. It's all fucking.
Yeah, they say they come
connected.
from Zen Sunni back, like that's just they're.
To be fair, there's a whole other thing about religion. I'll read out the whole religion.
Dude, brain dump as much as you
appendix
want.
later.
Like-
That's the fucking close of the show.
I don't know. What's some give us Dune hot takes.
Dune hot takes.
Like things you don't like about the community that's like as smart as you in terms
Ooh,
of
okay.
like having read the books.
Oh, the Dune fandom.
Yeah, it's like, like what do you not agree with like how people perceive the books? Like what's your original take?
I'm not that as far into the books as I would need to be super extensive, but I think people are too mean to Brian Herbert.
I was at the
Brian Herbert is Frank Herbert's son, who wrote a bunch of the later books after Frank Herbert died. And no, he's not as good a writer as Frank Herbert. Of course, he's not as good a writer as Frank Herbert. You don't need to be so mean to him.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy.
I like that. That's your hot take. It's not about.
Don't
the
be
Dune world. It's
mean.
just
Don't
like,
be mean to
you
my.
guys-
I like him.
You guys are kind of fucking rude.
But I talking about the ending. God damn it! I fucking love the ending. Like holy
Yes.
shit! Like him saying like I'm gonna marry her and be royalty. Actually, I do want power. Power is good.
It's just
like,
all of Timothy Chalamet's shit after he like drinks the poison. It just feels so. He has landed where Paul Muad'Dib needs to be. He is terrifying. He is forceful. He is fucking just on a destined path and shit.
Yeah.
It works so well.
And like he definitely died at the end, like being all the other powerful families that are more powerful than him and the Empire like, combined. Like they were definitely going to kill him, right?
Well, I mean,
I guess if the books open it up, but I guess they can.
In the story of Dune, he does not die right there, but I find it
like
interesting
I like
that it
I
comes
just
that
like
way.
the thing that's like, oh yeah, he died. Like was I don't like that it continued, honestly, because like I like him just like not like staying pure like Zendaya wanted him, and like staying like as long as you stay who you are, I'll be with you. And
well,
like
that's the thing. He doesn't stay pure, and because he doesn't stay pure, he starts the fucking galactic genocide. That's what happens at the end. Is all the Fremen load onto the spaceships to go start launching a holy war across the galaxy, right? And so that's more than him dying.
Damn it! I wish he would have
tragedy.
just died. Yeah, I guess that is
Exactly.
good.
I mean, that's part of the point,
I guess
right?
you can-
Like
I guess-
him dying would have been a better situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many books did Frank Herbert get in?
6.
Okay.
Yeah, one thing I really want to nail on this movie
Go
is
ahead.
that a lot of they really accentuate how much of the problem is really just the perpetuation of life of like a lot of these characters. Like a lot of it is just fear that your death, or that either you're so selfish that you are not willing to die for the greater good, or you think your death will have a more positive impact, or you not dying will have a more positive impact.
Like what do you mean?
Right.
Like for
So there's a moment where this is really pretty much all Dave Bautista's character is about, right? Raban, where he his kind of challenge is like he's got to achieve, right? He's got to be this cruel, like evil Harkonnen kind of.
He's got to squeeze the planet, get spice out.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the fucking Himmler to like the Harkonnen to like Stellan Skarsgård, right?
Yeah.
Just do the brutality.
Yeah.
And he's good at it on like a small, like when he's got people in chains, he's chopping off heads, he's having fun. But when he's challenged, he really is a coward.
Yeah.
Right? Like let's think about the scene when he technically has Paul Atreides cornered, right? In that little kind of a mountain of rock.
Yeah, he's like come after him with his squad.
Yeah,
and
he
like,
lands, he
facing him
comes
on
in.
a field, essentially.
He doesn't even see his face.
Mm-hmm.
He sees his silhouette while Fremen are fucking duking it out with his guys, and he just immediately turns and runs. He's like, I am not dying.
He's not the.
I going home with my tail between my legs is better for me than being killed by Paul Atreides. And then what happens? They give it to Fade Routha.
They give the planet to
Right.
Fade Routha, which just escalates further.
And then there's
Things
that
get worse.
scene where Fade confronts Raban.
Yeah.
He pins
Bitches
him
him,
down
bro.
and he's like, hey,
That's
kiss my feet. Right?
Good, yeah.
Kiss my feet. What is better for you now? Death or humiliation? And so I think every character is kind of going through a version of that. Where it's like, should I let myself kind of die in this moment, or should I get out of here?
Mm-hmm.
And it seems for most characters, the right thing was they should have died the first time they were gonna die.
Yeah, it would've wound up
but
better.
because all of them were like, no, my life is more important. Everything is fucked.
Yeah.
And because like Paul kept acquiescing and dying, right? Going south, drinking the poison, he died, right?
Yeah.
Then he was reborn, and that's the end of it, right? That's just, it's over, right? Once,
Dune rocks, dude.
Yeah.
He's just kissing the feet of the fucking Golden Path genocide.
That's a really good take, but I had a joke in the middle of that I was thinking about. I'm sorry.
What's the joke?
I lost it now. No, I got it. I love like the Messiah's like like one of the like his only like special like fighting power is like a like backwards leg sweep. Like they did like like both him and Skarsgård, what's his name? They like they both maybe they were trying to do like I think they were I think they were trying to do like a parallel or something, but like every time they got in a fight with like someone else, like they always hit like a backwards leg sweep and got on the ground.
Kept working for him.
Yeah, dude. Like that's what the Messiah can unlock, dude. A backwards leg sweep. But I don't know. This is fucking Dune's sick, dude. God damn it.
I love Dune.
Leia Seydoux is Margot Fenring on Deity Prime. Holy shit.
What would you say?
Leia Seydoux, the lady who has sex with Austin Butler.
Yeah.
And his weird bald head.
Wait, she was just like one of the
One of the Benny Gesserit ladies. Yeah, she goes.
I saw that joke on Twitter. Benny Gesserit. What were you saying?
She gives him the little like box test that
Yeah.
they gave to Paul.
Oh,
and then
I love that.
after that, I guess he sticks his dick in the box.
I just love that she was like, yeah, he based on him killing his mother, we thought it'd be better to sexually, like we can control him. He's very weak sexually. I'm like I don't know what that means, but that was a cool like strategic move by them. Just like, yeah, we got this guy. We're good here.
Do you think there's like a guy in the CIA who watches this movie and he goes back to the office and he goes, fellas, my son, he's 17, brown curly hair. Let's just send him to Palestine.
Guys, it worked in the movie.
Guys,
Maybe it'll work for us.
Come on, think about it, right? We can't put soldiers on the ground. That's such a terrible idea.
What's the CIA Gom Jabbar look like? It's just a syringe full of ketamine and LSD.
Yeah.
I was gonna say whenever the ship comes down in the movie, it's like that's where the Dome of the Rock is. Oh, damn it. We're getting political. Free Palestine. I give Dune 1 a 9, or I give Dune 1 probably a 10 out of 10, Dune 2 a 9 out of 10, because they didn't have that political kick in the balls for me, but it was really fun. I guess we'll get into the ratings.
I give Dune 1 like a 4 out of 5, and I gave Dune 2 a 5 out of 5.
Nice. I give Dune 1 4.5 out of 5. Dune 2 4.5 out of 5.
Damn, this man's harsh, but he's a supporter, but he's fair.
He's
read the books, but people.
That's the thing. They both deserve 5 out of 5, but I'm a stupid fucking book nerd, and I can't stop thinking about dumb shit.
Major changes that you would go to be more book
Major changes. I'm gonna talk about Dune Part 2 first, because these are the ones I was thinking about. You gotta get way more of the psychedelia in there.
Ooh.
And I think you have to you have to put Paul and Shani's relationship works well. You have to change it slightly. You have to add back in Paul and Shani's child. Those are the things you have to change. You gotta get
Paul. They had a daughter.
They have a son
Zendaya,
in the book.
Zendaya and Paul had a kid.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
In the book, they have a son who dies in the big fight with the Harkonnens, and that I think matters a lot to me for like the headspace that Paul gets in when he is choosing his big evil Messiah.
What's the time frame from beginning of this movie or beginning of the first movie to the end of the second movie? Or
I think the movie is
or the entire.
Yeah.
Like I watched one day and then the two the second day. I like my. You guys are dumb for watching it in 2021. But what's the time frame from beginning of the movie to end of the second movie?
The movies condense it. I think it's probably like a year, maybe a year and a half from start to finish. Because it's like stuff happens over a month or two in the first movie, and then they go to the desert and just like hang out with the Fremen for a year, maybe less than that actually, because Jessica's still pregnant. Mm-hmm. So probably like 6 or 7 months.
Do like
stuff.
I know like are every like I know they're like Harkonnen and Atreat or whatever, and like are they different like species? I know there's humans. They say the word. Oh, so
all humans.
The Harkonnen are just like very white bald humans.
It's just they're humans that are like kind of evolutionarily diverged, and they're like genetically experimenting on themselves all the time.
Yeah, let's talk about the astronomy of this shit.
Yeah, because this is super sci-fi. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of eugenics.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Are there?
We haven't even gotten to the real good stuff yet. Dune Messiah. Oh my god.
Yeah. Next week recommendation: Dune Messiah. Read it all, baby.
Read about Leto the Second.
Wait, like you were so much more knowledgeable. Like, how much do you know? Like before Dune. Did you get like interested in it from 2021 movie, or did you you fuck with it before?
I tried to read it once.
Yeah.
And I couldn't because I was too young.
Yeah.
I was like 12 or something.
Yeah.
Very stupid age to try to read Dune.
Yeah.
Like, why is
But
it-
I've been like kind of on the periphery of Dune. Like I take in trivia, right?
Yeah.
I hear stuff. I'm like, wow.
Oh,
that's pretty
spice,
cool.
yeah, it's a drug. It's everybody makes
Oh,
cocaine jokes about it.
sandworms, yes, indeed.
Yeah. But I don't know. We got any more Dune talks? I'm running out of gas on Dune, but god damn it,
We've got a good pot on there.
I might be a Dune fan.
Baby.
Adrian, pause. All right, sorry if we're not ending on a big finale, but we're gonna recommend Barry Lyndon and
Drive Away Dolls.
for Barry Lyndon 1972,
76,
6, yeah, 6 sounds right.
And
But
Drive Away Dolls, which is out now.
2024 out in theaters.
we're gonna compare which one's better.
Yeah, that's definitely. Yeah.
That's the conversation. We're gonna
We'll
really.
have some surprising takes.
Yeah,
for
you
next
guys.
week.
We're some of us are gonna be on one side, some of us are gonna be on the other. I'm gonna be on the Drive Away Doll side. Spoiler alert! But thanks for listening to McGregor Nature's Movie Podcast, Spotify, YouTube,
Everywhere.
Apple Podcasts,
Wherever you get your
whatever you get your
podcast.
goddamn
FM
podcast.
radio.
Fucking listen. We're trying to make it big, but I love you guys.
Thank you.